Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're going to be talking about Starfield. So this is going to be my first video on Starfield. I'm planning on covering this game and its development. Also, we are going to be playing the game once it comes out in hope that the game is good. Now, I do hope that hoping doesn't turn into coping, but we shall see what's going to be happening. So today we have two topics. The first one is going to be exclusivity, because there has been a huge discussion everywhere if Starfield is going to be an Xbox exclusive and it's not coming out for PlayStation systems, aka PlayStation 5. And the second thing, we are going to be going through the leaked images. I know that I'm late on this news, but I'm going to give you my opinion, what I think about the upcoming Bethesda's game. So let's get into it, and before we do, if you could please click that like and subscribe button, it would be very helpful. I try not to have any sponsors or anything annoying on the channel, and that's the only thing I ask. So let's get into the video. So first things first, let's talk about exclusivity and exclusives in general. So ever since Microsoft acquired ZeniMax and everything under ZeniMax, there has been a huge discussion on, is that a move to basically fight the exclusivity of Sony and what they have in their ecosystem? And if we go from the business perspective, there is no room for emotions here, like obviously, because people who are running these companies are not guided by emotions, they're guided by money, they're guided by business, and they're guided by profit. So if you want to think as these executives think, you have to think in money, you have to think in margins, you have to think into these 5-10 year plans, because that's how they operate, that's how they function. So let's face it, Xbox has lost its market dominance ever since PlayStation 4 came out. Because in the Xbox 360 days, Xbox was the dominant thing on the market. PlayStation 3 wasn't that much. Obviously that has flipped once PlayStation 4 came out and Microsoft, or well, Xbox came out with Xbox One, which didn't really do anything much. Now obviously the position and the plans of Microsoft have changed ever since the Xbox One era, now with Xbox Series X, with Xbox Game Pass, with basically giving you value for your money and everything. Especially, I had seen how serious Microsoft is to go into the gaming space and to acquire that market dominance when they acquired ZeniMax, because that was a huge acquisition, more money involved than us regular folks are ever going to see. So whenever you have an investment of billions into a company, of course you're going to do plans, you're going to do everything, statistics, to make sure your acquisition makes you profit on the long term, in the next 5, 10, 15 years. So of course, Xbox saw that Sony was very successful with their exclusives, because let's face it, consoles don't sell themselves. Games sell consoles. I will never buy a piece of metal if I cannot play a good game on it. And Xbox realized that. They realized that they need to have a good library of games, and especially sometimes exclusive games, to make people go to their platform. And that's why ZeniMax was such a good acquisition, because they know there is a huge amount of IPs under them they can utilize for themselves. Nothing is stopping from those execs, or well, people running the companies, game studio directors, whatever, going to Obsidian, knocking on their door and saying, well, you want to develop New Vegas 2? Because they know if New Vegas 2 comes out, they know it's going to sell like hotcakes. And where do you buy it? Well, on Xbox. Where do you get it? On Game Pass. Where do you get it? On PC, etc, etc. That means increasing your market dominance and lowering Sony's market dominance. So what about Starfield? Well, initially when I believe Starfield was announced, I don't think we have heard the news that ZeniMax is going to be acquired by Microsoft, but also keep in mind, those things are a long time negotiated behind closed doors. Many months and even years pass before you learn about a certain acquisition. You only hear about it once it's finalized. And a lot of people have been speculating that due to previous agreements and contracts Bethesda has, or well, ZeniMax has, for example, with Sony, meaning that because of it, Starfield is going to come out on PlayStation as well. That only is basically determined on one thing. Is there a deal before the acquisition or not? Now, obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know, like, what's the penalty if Bethesda now, under different, management decided, okay, we're only going into Xbox on this one, we're not gonna be releasing anything on PlayStation. I don't know, like, obviously, what are the penalties for that, but that's only if they signed something. And basically right now, that signing and that agreement is pretty much just a, we don't know if that's true or not. It's just basically someone speculating. So, of course, from the business perspective, you're not going to spend billions of dollars and you're going to give your game to your main competition you're actively fighting against, let's say. Now, you're going to argue and say, well, if Microsoft gives their game to Sony, does that mean more money is going to go into Microsoft pocket? Yes, more money is going to go to Microsoft and Xbox if they release on PlayStation as well, but you forgot the second part of that, and that's there are no emotions in this. It's strictly business. People in Xbox and people in Microsoft don't want you to play on PlayStation, they want you to play on their systems, on Game Pass, on Xbox. So they will do everything in their power to make you switch or make you buy that console. And that's why I strongly believe that Starfield is not coming out for PlayStation 5, it's only coming out for Xbox system. Or if it's coming out for PlayStation because of some previous deals, this is going to be the only game which is going to be releasing on the Sony, which is actually now under Microsoft and under Xbox. Everything else in the future they release, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, whatever, that's going to be going to Xbox. And that's the opinion that executives have, especially when you cough out a huge amounts of money. And honestly, Xbox realized that is the only way to fight Sony, because Sony is going to be pushing their exclusives, and now we say, okay, we're going to be pushing our exclusives, but on top of that, we're also going to have Game Pass, which is going to be a better deal for gamers, etc., which it is. I think, I still think that Game Pass is an amazing deal for your money. Now, that's basically what I think about it. Now, the second thing, the leaked images. We had a couple of leaked images appear online. Basically, some people have been saying that that's actually a build from 2018, which I do believe it's true. Usually when you have some of the leaked images, they might be from before. Someone's gonna take a screenshot to show it to their boss, something's gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. Things move hands, and ultimately someone leaks. So something we had seen on these images is something that we got used to from Bethesda, so third-person camera, probably with, combined with the first one. And on the right side we have health, stamina, we have a certain pistol or might be some form of a shotgun. Now we don't have any ammo in it. And on the left side we also have oxygen, we have CO2, which I do believe that Bethesda is going to be playing with that oxygen levels and CO2 levels, and basically some people have been saying that you will be able to build your own spaceship. Okay, if that's going to be happening, then how exploration is going to be done, we also have to think about that. How many worlds is Starfield going to have? Like, is our spaceship going to be around one planet? What's going to be happening with that? And obviously when I see this game, I see Bethesda going into space. I still see Bethesda's formula that we got used to from Fallout and we got used to from Elder Scrolls, basically how Bethesda formulates their games as we got used to. So I do believe that Starfield is going to be same with that. And when it comes to base building or maybe spaceship building, we did see that Bethesda was playing around with building in Fallout 4. They are playing around with building in Fallout 76. So nothing is stopping them from saying, okay, it would be cool if you were able to build your own spaceship and you go and, play your game. That would be cool. But still, I do believe the game is going to revolve around that. Now, obviously, everything now is just speculative based on a few images someone had seen. Also, one thing that people had noticed in these screenshots are the graphics, which look much better than something that, you know, Bethesda did before. And Todd Howard did say a long time ago that they're actually going to obviously revise their engine, which is, you know, that engine needed to be replaced years ago, ever since the Fallout 3 days, in my opinion, but it hasn't, obviously. So now they're gonna be going into more detail, 20 times the detail. I'm already calling it, I'm already seeing Todd Howard going out and saying like 20 times the detail, so that's probably gonna happen. But yes, the game overall, when it comes to graphics, does look better, especially if it's true and this turns out to be a 2018 version of the game. We'll see what's gonna be happening, obviously, but that's everything we have for it so far. I know they're gonna be playing around with spacesuits, that's how it looks like, but obviously how everything else is gonna be playing out, how we're gonna be fighting enemies, who are our enemies going to be after all, and what is our role going to be in all of this, we are going to find out soon, I guess. Because there has been also some discussion, when is this game coming out? There has been people saying that it's not coming out this year. Now, whenever you have leaks coming out, there is also a huge possibility you might see something soon. So I don't know if we're gonna be seeing something on E3, which is in June, so we have like, what, 15-20 days until E3, so I will be following that, see if Starfield is going to appear. But if it is coming out this year, then definitely it's going to appear. Now, obviously, going from all of the previous games and going from everything we got used to before, I do hope they take their time so that once the game is out, it's good. You know, take your time, polish the game, and ultimately you're gonna have people playing the game, because there is a lot of resentment towards Bethesda from Fallout 76. And, you know, also people have been speculating that now under new management things might change. We have to wait to see how much things are going to change, but you know, that's gonna be up to them. But overall, that's pretty much everything for today. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I will be covering Starfield more, especially once they release something. And yeah, tell me down below, what do you think about Starfield? What do you think about this exclusivity? These are just my 2 cents on everything. So whenever you think about exclusivity, don't think with emotions, think with money, because that's how these people think. They're not guided by emotions. They don't care. They want to maximize their profits. Simple as that. So yeah, also check us out on Twitter and Discord, join our community there, and I do have a Patreon page if you wanted an extra way to support the channel. You can do it via the link below, and huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy everyone, bye bye.